Okay, what I'm going to do is just kind of a little bit of a foundation, because I know that some of the things I'm asking you to do are across a lot of information through the materials that's been posted and the videos. And I also, since it's applications, most feel like they've been using them forever and should know how to do these things. But the next thing is that we like to add a little value added, so hopefully you can learn some new things from this also. So I'm just going to go over the basics. And the basic that I want to go over is that if there's anything I want to do to an area, for instance here I just want to change the alignment, usually I can select it and right click and it's going to give me the ability to find something that allows me to align it. I can format the cells, I can do all kinds of things to these, but I can also use the little ones up here. Okay, but formulas is what usually gets a lot of people. Now, I could do this the really quick way to where I just select and sum it, but again, if you're typing these in, you have to at least start it with something that is formula related and then tell it. Again, I can use the keyboard to go over here and say I need to sum this one and do it individually, meaning that now I do the plus symbol and then I go to the next one and it put it in there, then I do the plus symbol, and I can do that to all three of these. Now obviously that's the slow way to do it. If I want to do a sum, now again it's the sum, I can normally do things like select what I want to sum, go that where I want to put it in the selections, and then auto sum. I can do the same thing here, auto sum, and I can see that's what the formula looks like. Now there's automatically ones for that, but if I'm wanting to do something like average, then I'm going to have to either know what it is or use my little function thing here. And I can tell it that I want to average, and then tell it I want to start with, and it says it's going to start with F14. Nope, don't want to start with F14. I want to go from here all the way down to there. Now that's going to give you the whole sum through there. I could click on OK, but again, if you want to fill it out the correct way, I'll tell it where to start, and I can tell it where to end, and it would just take those two. So I can do a range or just two numbers, whichever way you want to do it. When I put it in there, again it's going to show up and it's going to show the other numbers. I can keep adding. Or as I said before, I can just go up here and say F8 to there, close it, okay. And that's going to give me the average. Now when I copy these, for instance, I want this one on the rest of them, I want that formula. If I go on the little right hand corner, I'm going to get the plus symbol. I can do it a copy and paste, but I can also do it this way, and what that means is that when I paste it, it's relative, meaning that the cells change to match the copy. And it goes across the same way. I can do it the same way across also. Now, here I want to take that cell times 15%. But I can do that very easily. Again, it's an equal that times that. And that gives me that times 15%. But now the deal here is, if I copy this down, that means that it's going to change my cell address L3 to L4 to L5, and I don't want that. Right? I want that cell to stay absolute. So that means I have to put dollar signs around it. Or if my insertion pointer is sitting right after the cell, I hit F4 and that'll put it around its cells. Now what that does for us is that when I copy that formula down, it doesn't change my L3. It's always times the same cell. Now that's just a quick hit on the formulas. Everything else I told you, I'll have to fix that, is correct in that if I want to change something, I can do my conditional format on those cells. You got to select, and usually you can right click, or you can just select and use the menu options, whichever way you want to do it. So if I'm wanting to create a chart on that area, and those are my legends and my XY coordinates, I select it. I can insert. What kind of chart do I want? Let's go with a column. And I tell it I want a 3D column, or I want 2D, sorry, or 3D. It's going to put it out there. From here, if you can select it, then you can change it. Every time I click here, it's going to move what I have selected. So I can change those. If I find I went too far, I can change the data that it's going. I can go back and select the data again. So everything about this you can change. It tells you what I've selected. I got it one too far because I got a blank in there. And there's a lot of ways to fix that. But I just wanted you to see how to initially get it out there, and then you can go in and detail it. I already have a video for the end of week, but I did not have one for this very first. So I'll post this, and hopefully if you need it, it will help you, given that you won't have to find everything else online. But again, it's just the bare minimum to get you started. Okay, good luck.